Talking spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home, you have been warned. Hey everyone, it's B. Avery here, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. I really do appreciate it. And with this episode, I am talking the post-credit scenes for Spider-Man Far From Home and the spoiler ending. And if you have not seen the film, you can go check out my non-spoiler review right now. So just a quick recap of the ending. At the very end, Spider-Man basically got his ass handed to him by Jake Gyllenhaal, Mr. Mysterio. And that's actually one of the best things that I liked about the movie is all of his effects with the illusions and the trickery and just fooling everyone. I thought that was amazing, especially in IMAX. I know I didn't see it in IMAX. I will be able to see it again later on in theaters in IMAX and when it comes out on home video, but that was like breathtaking. It was comic book accurate, something I've never seen before. Those effects was kind of like Doctor Strange, or even in my opinion a little bit better. So then Peter Parker, Spider-Man, gets himself together and he calls Happy, and Happy comes and picks him up in the field, and he's just like, whoa man, you know, tell me something that you will only know. Prove to me that you are actually Happy. You're not some other illusion that Mysterio came up with. And I really like the way they handle that. As the film goes on and on, Peter is getting smarter and smarter. So the ending of the film, it was very nice. I loved it. It met my expectations. I got to see a lot of web slinging. It was nice to see Peter Parker, Spider-Man, gliding with his wings and his suit that was designed by Tony Stark in the ship. I loved all of that. Everything that they did with the drones was very clever. It was innovative, something I've never seen before. Like I said, with those effects, I mean, it was very nice. I was very entertained. And at the very end, the final showdown between Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Mysterio, in that cityscape like hallway type thing, and then the drones came in again and made everything black, and Peter had to use his Spidey sense to, you know, overcome that obstacle. I love what they're doing with the Spidey sense, because prior to me seeing this film, I was just like, okay, we're not really getting Spider-Man, we're getting a character named Spider-Man that's modeling off Iron Man, and that really just rubbed me the wrong way. But in this film, they're calling it Spider Sense, like the Peter tingle. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was funny. I laughed, you know, and that's perfectly fine. Eventually, I'm hoping they will call it the Spider Sense. But that is what saved the day. Spider-Man couldn't rely on the Iron Spider uniform or the Black Stealth uniform or whatever uniform from Tony Stark. He had to focus on winning the battle with his Spidey sense, and I mean, that was great. And we had Mysterio down there on the ground, and we thought he was really down there, but no, he was back here pointing the gun, and Spider-Man's like, hey, you're not going to be able to trick me anymore. And you know, and that was it. We thought that Spider-Man saved the day and the threat was eliminated. I was eating it all up. I loved every moment of it. And then this is actually the best part of the movie for me, at the end, where Spider-Man is swinging around New York. I mean, that's what I want to see. That is one reason why I like Spider-Man Homecoming, but I was disappointed in that film because it wasn't that much web slinging from buildings, let alone in New York. And at the very end of that film, when Spider-Man is on his way to the ending battle to fight the Vulture, he's not swinging from buildings, he's driving a car. And that just really bugged me. And yes, there's a lot of much more web slinging in this film where Spider-Man is in New York. But at the end of this film, when he was swinging around New York, he was in Europe, but at the very end, when he was swinging around New York, I mean, I was smiling ear to ear, you know, like I was 7 years old, Saturday morning cartoon style. And if we can get that in Spider-Man 3, the next Spider-Man, which we don't know what it's going to be called, but of course we know it's coming, it would just be a dream come true. But he picks up MJ and they're swinging around, and I'm loving all that. And I thought about Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Sam Raimi with Kristen Dunst swinging, but this was Zendaya with Mary Jane in this version. I liked it so much more. And then we get the ending credits, and now we come up to the first mid-credit scene, and I absolutely loved it. So the scene continues showing Peter Parker with MJ swinging, and they land in New York, and you know, they have, I don't remember every word of dialogue, but it's nice. I'm loving it, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, up on the not on the billboard, but there's like a video screen that pops up on the side of a building, and who is it? It is J. Jonah Jameson from the comics. That character has been cast, and it has been cast by J.K. Simmons. I lost my crap in the movie. I want to say the S word, but I seriously, like half of the audience was like, yes, just cheering. And you know, we all know him from the Raimi version. In that trilogy, it was perfect casting, perfect role. I loved it. I mean, perfect. And I'll always say that when we get a new rebooted franchise of any comic book character, we need to get new. It needs to be recast casted as well. But the only exception I always had is if we can get J.K. Simmons to come back. I don't think they was going to do it, but they actually did it, and that was just fantastic. He's trying to blame Spider-Man for the murder, and then they show a video of Mysterio, and he manipulated the video and the sound to make it seem like Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is the villain, not Mysterio, that he wanted to be Iron Man this whole time, which everybody wanted. Everybody was leading him to do that anyway. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. But of course, that's Mysterio's character. He's like a trickster. And then he does something with the audio to where it makes it seem like, hey, eliminate everything, I want to be at the top, yada, yada, yada. And then right after that, Mysterio says, and I know who Spider-Man, his real name is Peter Parker. Spider-Man grabs his face like this, like, oh, what the crap? And then it cuts to black. Now, at first, I was just like, whoa, I cannot believe this. First, we got J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. That's amazing. And now they have, a Mysterio threw Peter Parker completely under the bus. And we don't know what's going to happen, and his identity is just ruined. But I was thinking about it because I saw this last week. I'm just like, majority of the public probably won't even buy that he's the villain because Spider-Man is an Avenger. Everybody knows Spider-Man. He's just been going around this whole time talking about, everybody's been praising him. So, I think that it was a great cliffhanger, but I think that this could possibly be resolved very quickly. But I don't know about the Peter Parker reveal that everybody knows that it's Peter Parker. So, that's another thing. And then we have the credits and we get to the final end credit and we see Nick Fury and Maria Hill driving in the car, their SUV, and the cameras, pointed to them looking through the windshield. And we find out that it's not Nick Fury and Maria Hill. It is Talos and his wife from Captain America that came out earlier this year. I was like, oh shit. I guess I said the S word. I was like, oh man, what's going on? This is crazy. Is this, that they turn evil? Is this some type of, the scroll invasion? What's going on? I don't know. But then they get on the phone with Nick Fury and they're just like, hey man, we did the mission, we got him the glasses, but we got this whole other thing going on and, we didn't know what to do. Everybody's asking for the Avengers. Nick Fury is up in space in their spaceship, also on vacation, looking at a mirage or some type of fake image or graphic or whatever. He's like, hey, I got to come back, where my shoes at, and I really like that because I was not expecting to see the Skrulls this early, especially in the Spider-Man film. I thought the next time we saw them was possibly going to be like in not Spider-Man 2, but Captain America 2 or the Eternals. But hey, they're here now, and that just kind of opens up the door for the MCU even more because I also think that they're going to start SWORD with this as well, and I should have already looked this up, but basically SWORD is an organization that is just like SHIELD but in space, to my understanding. And the leader of SWORD is a green woman by the name of Abigail Brand. And let me see if I can just pull this up real quick. I have it right here on Wikipedia. SWORD, Sentient World Observation and Response Department, is a fictional counter-terrorism and intelligence agency appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Its purpose is to deal with extraterrestrial threats to world security. And then that's it. I think that's great. So I love the film. I'm going to go see it again in a couple of hours when it's released at midnight, and then come back and do a full spoilery review of the whole film, not just the ending and the post-credit scenes. But guys, that is just my opinion. What did you think about these post-credit scenes? What did you think about my recap? Please let me know down below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. If you don't, that's fine, but you can still subscribe to my channel and also look me up on social media. But guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in to my opinion/review of the spoilers post-credit scenes for Spider-Man Far From Home. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.